In this video, we'll show you how to install an acrylic shower. To make this process easy, we've broken it into two steps: acrylic shower tray, liner and door set. So let's get started. So once you arrive on site, the tray will already be installed by a plumber. We need to make sure that the tray's been installed correctly, and we'll do this in 4 easy steps. Make sure the tray is well bonded down, has no rock or movement, and it should be level within 3 millimeters. Another thing we do, which is not our responsibility, but we check it anyway, is to check that the waste has been sealed. You will also need to check that there's no more than a 5 millimeter gap between the tray upstand and the plasterboard. Ideally, this would be 2 millimeters. Check that the tray upstand must be recessed back from the face of the plasterboard. Ensure that the plasterboard has not been painted or sealed. Paint can encroach within 50 millimeter of where the liner is going to be installed. So there you have it. Once you've done this, you can move on to the liner installation. Test fit liner to ensure correct fit. Make sure the liner is square with the tray at the bottom. If it needs trimming, you can do this with a planer, hand planer, and sandpaper. Next, get your liner, and we're going to mark the pipe outlet and mixer on the back of the liner. You can also check the hole positions by using a measuring tape. Measure off the wall. And measure off your base. Before you drill the holes in the liner, select a hole saw that is as tight as possible for the outlet in the wall. Drilling from behind the liner, make sure that your supporting hand on the front of the liner is well away from the hole that you're drilling. Now change your drill bit to suit the mixer. Now drill the mixer hole. Next, before you remove the liner and before we start gluing, you'll need to scribe around the liner with a pencil. Do this by putting the pencil 20 mm back from the front edge of the liner so that there's no visible line, and scribe around the wall liner. And along the top. Same on this side. Once you remove the liner, we're ready to start gluing. Now we're going to apply shower bond to the walls using 6 millimeter beads. Start by applying one horizontal bead 20 millimeters above the tray, then apply vertical beads at 75 millimeter centers, starting 30 millimeter in from the edge of the liner. Now remove the plastic edge protection from the tray upstand. Now we're going to do our silicone seal along the top of the tray upstand. At the front block here, we'll need to do an extra build-up of silicone. Now note that this silicone may not be needed if there's an Acrylic seal along the top of the tray. Some trays come with this fitted. This is the front block of the tray, and this is a critical point where we need to build up the silicone like this. Now for QA purposes, we need to take a photo of your adhesive. Now you're ready to install the acrylic wall liner. Now using your roller, press firmly on the acrylic liner, making sure all the air is pushed out between the liner and the wall, and that it makes good contact with the plasterboard. Now, if you don't have a roller, you can use a rag to press back your acrylic wall liner. Press in firmly. Now ensure there's no excess shower bond coming out around the edge of the liner, around these areas, as it's non-paintable, and later on when the room's been painted, it will cause issues. Now if you're fitting a corner mould shower like this one, now's a good time to put the glass shelves in. You'll need to pull back this protective plastic. And then the shelf will go in like that. Finally, we need to seal the top of the liner. This is important for council inspection. We use Silly's No More Gaps or Fast Gaps. Our next step is to install the wall channels, so we'll need to remove the plastic film off the liner. Now we need to mark out where the wall channels are going to go on the acrylic liner. The wall channels should be mounted 13mm in from the front of the hob. So you'll put a mark here. We can make sure they're vertical using a laser level, or you could use a spirit level. Now mark the screw locations on the wall of your channel in place. And pre-drill. Next, you'll need to apply a bead of silicone down the back of the wall channels. Now using the screws supplied in the kit, attach your wall channels to the wall liner on both sides of the liner. Next we're going to fit the return panel and the door set, but before we do that we're going to need to pull back the protective plastic from the hob on the tray. Before you fit the door, apply a narrow bead of silicone along top of the hob where the door is going to sit. Next, fit your door panel. Next, connect your door set to the return panel corner post. Making sure the corner post is plumb. Next, recheck the door and return a square and screw off into the wall channels. Don't forget to fit the screw caps. Next we're going to seal around the exterior of the shower, making particular sure that we seal 150mm up the wall profile on both sides of the shower, and also 150mm up the return panel profile. Next we'll install the under door seal, back of door seal, and also the handle. Lastly, apply the wet sticker with 24-hour dry time for the silicone and date it. Final step, don't forget to take your finishing photo at the very end. This is a QA photo and it's put on your tradie app. Job done.